There are going to be political tension, geopolitical tensions, even in Europe. To the point that what you see now with Ukraine and, of course, Russia, then I begin to see cities, social unrest even in Europe. Not just in Africa. In Africa, you will have pockets there. But in Europe, you're going to have social unrest. Even in Britain, Europe itself, people marching on the streets, hikes in rents going up. See, did I say it's going to be difficult financially? I said there's going to be hikes. So you're going to leave, where you have the middle class deteriorating and it's coming very small. That means so many things will begin to be automated. Of course, there are going to be errors, but it will improve as it goes. But still, this is a sign of the platform that the Antichrist will be using, that platform is emerging.
And that's the word.
It's available to everyone.
Wow. I saw in 2025 the emergence of Nephilims. And people are going to be confused by the visual expressions that have been hidden. That so many people will come out with real video evidence of things that people have said they do not understand. And people that have actually said those things don't exist will be there saying, I know they exist. It was like a word that was written, alien. And all of a sudden people are coming out and saying, we knew they existed. Officials coming out and saying, we knew they existed. And as much as sightings will increase, those sightings will actually be validated, authenticated. All this time it has been there. People would say this and say this. But this year, it's like for us who are spiritual, when we hear that news, we go like, rapture is coming close. It's coming close. It's coming close. Somebody said to me, Prophet, what if the calculations you had don't come to pass and we don't go by the years you're thinking we might go? I said, in every preaching I've done, I've given you one area where I said these words. For God is not slow, as some consider slackness, but is willing that some might come to the knowledge of him. So he can be slow with regards to how many people he wants to save. That is the only loophole that changed the mathematics. But anyway, your rapture can come tonight. What if he doesn't come in 2019? What if he doesn't come in 2045? Yeah, he can come for you today. So what do? Just prepare as if you are going tonight. Prepare as if you are going tonight. Yes, most people are like, what if this doesn't happen? What if? Prepare as if you are leaving tonight. Just prepare. The other thing I saw was a very disturbing thing, which was the rising of seraphims. When it says the rising of seraphims, it was as though seraphims were using coals of fire to page people. But it mainly was dealing with preachers, men and women of God, and churches, where the emphasis was on holiness and an increase in paging. It was a purification mode where they were going from state to state, country to country, paging the lips of those. That's why on Sunday I'm ministering on this thing called the utterances of fire. Utterances of fire. Having your lips paged to a point that the voice, when it's spoken, the seraphims will be blowing fire on the words. This is why some men of God, when they speak, even if they see it correctly, it never happens, because their words don't have fire. There are no seraphims blowing fire as they speak. Because words are containers. They don't have power in themselves as you speak them. They are simply containers. They contain power. That means you can copy my message today and speak it word for word and never produce the same power. And you wonder why when you copied everything. You might even be living right. And yet your words don't have the power. How can your words not have power when they are the same words that angels spoke? So seraphims were moving from country to country, locating men of God. And they went into even rural areas, picking people who are not known, men of God of no name anywhere, and purging them. Judgment will begin in the house of God. So I saw a lot of things taking place. And it says, I'm commanding my sayings to submit to the paging. Are you getting what I'm saying now?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting what I'm saying? And for there are going to be political tension, geopolitical tensions, even in Europe. To the point that what you see now with Ukraine and of course Russia, and I'm going to talk about it in a few minutes.
Yes, sir.
Is just kind of on the surface. The Lord showed me that there are going to be alliances being formed, even outside NATO. NATO, then alliances being made. Where this country will say we are friends, we are close, and this country is our enemy. Alliances will begin to be set up in Europe. So I know 2025 is a platform to usher in the last ages. I know this for a fact. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to be doing bit by bit, just small, so that we quickly do it. All right? Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
And for those who understand how I do these things and what is my motivation is just God tells me to do something. I say it exactly the way He said I should say it. This is the reason why some men of God are used more than other men of God in the prophetic. Because there are people like me who are willing to just say it the way it came to me.
As it is.
As it is, I just say it. And, no filters. You might not like it, but I have no opinion. I'm void of personal opinions when I give these things. All right. So the emergence of Nephilims, and we're going to talk about it another time. All right. And of course, we have seraphims.
Yes.
Then we have the European conflict, geopolitical tensions happening in Europe. You're waiting for Africa. No, Europe. It is as though they are going to implode from within. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Then I began to see cities, social unrest even in Europe. Not just in Africa. In Africa you will have here pockets there. But in Europe you're going to have social unrest. Even in Britain, Europe itself, people marching on the streets, hikes in rents going up. See, did I say it's going to be difficult financially? I said there's going to be hikes. So you're going to leave, where you have the middle class deteriorating and becoming very small. So if you get to many African countries, they are poorest and then they are the richest and nobody in the middle. So the middle class will be shrinking. But for those who are in finances, the euro against the US dollar, there's going to be an increase. Yeah. As we enter into it, from January onwards, it will start looking up. You have, of course, best of law, but it's going to really just start looking up. So how does it work? I don't know. I'm just giving you what I saw. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are catching it.
Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
I also saw the fall, not what you have seen now in America where you see the fall of the legacy media is going to continue. The Lord said, I'm going to open the eyes of my people.
Yes, yes.
Because Christians, many Christians have been hoodwinked and really blinded by the legacy media, or what we call mainstream media, to the point that they continued believing a lie. Even knowing it's a lie, they were comfortable with a lie. You know, when a liar begins to tell the truth, that's exactly 2025, where people will be forced in a corner, where programs from the people that they said were conspiracy, all this, they were feeding conspiracies. They're gonna invite them. Please have a segment here. Talk about this on their own. Trying to have a dose of truth. And the Lord said, you shall see a time when no matter what Newsweek will try to do, Newsweek will say in one part or the other, they will say what I want them to say. That the Times will begin to speak what I want them to speak. Since they will try in other places to hide the truth, but one inside there, I will make them say what I want them to say. Says I will hold the media and I will bind the king of the airwaves. That for seasons, he will be speaking what I want him to speak.
Yes, sir.
So you're going to see a whole lot of emergence of new media houses using social media, social platforms, just encouraging the truth being spoken, the truth being injected, the truth being injected. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, when it comes to Russia and Ukraine war, I saw a depletion of resources as one of the main things that will get them to want to talk. Depletion of resources. Where this country that was supplying this says, no, I'm not supplying anymore. Whatever you were using to kill that, I'm not doing it. Unless you agree with this. So from there, they will also start some small pockets of, let's stop for now so that we discuss this. Let's stop for now so we can discuss this. Then it starts again. Then it says, okay, now after it is done like this, depletion of resources will cause them to want to finish it. I don't know if you're getting this. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
When it comes to President Trump, it is the same call that I gave you. Let's pray for President Trump. Because those who want him to end have not stopped. And I saw meeting with Jundas, people sitting down, trying to see how they can limit his power, reduce his power. But if it fails, they are still on the same passage to try to drop him. That's what they are doing right now, to cause chaos everywhere so that it will be very difficult for him to gather. But the Lord said, I know what I'm doing.
Yes.
I know what I'm doing. I have made a reset. So many people don't know what God was doing here. God was fulfilling the scripture I just read, that God is not slack or slow, as some consider slackness. You understand? But He's long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish. So He gave us another time scale. You see, you can have 2000 and this as projected times for any rapture, or for a second, or for not for the parousia. The parousia is the second coming, is different from the rapture. And then God says, now the world is going through a moral decadent slope, but I need a reset. And God spoke to me as He spoke to me last week. We have reset the button for their reset.
Yes.
In other words, the coming in of Dr. And all these things that are coming in. All right, we have Dr. Fauci coming in, lying to the people. I'll talk about him another day. Lying to the people. And then you have Trump coming in and saying what he needed to say. But when he won the election, there was a stoppage on the clock. Wait. Moral decadence. Slop. Now halting. So it is a reset. It's a time we have been given by God to inject more of what we need to inject in the system. It's a time. Now we realize how powerful the media is. Christianity had not realized it. When Pat Robertson did that Christian Broadcasting Network, CBN and Club 1700, we were thinking, what is this? But he knew it. It's needed in the body of Christ. Real news. We had no idea. But now it's here. Now it's here. This is our opportunity. That's what the Lord said. It's our opportunity. It's our opportunity.
It's our time.
Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
So pray, because they are setting structures to try and limit his power. They are setting structures to try and buy even people to buy them, so that they have few people supporting whatever they want to change. The other thing I saw was solar storms coming in. Solar storms, like solar flares. And it will be experienced. But this one is like threatening communication. Like where darkness is not the issue. It is threatening of communication equipment. So that there is a disruption. When there is a disruption, those who can communicate at that time can inject demonic and diabolic systems in our world. See, I tell people one thing. Most of these things you watch around the world are simply diversions. Football itself is a diversion. If you see 3.5 billion people loving one game, and then someone earning 3 million for kicking a ball around the pitch, it doesn't make sense. Unless somebody is paying you so that they distract you. Way back they used to do it. They built all these amphitheaters so that the political elite will come in and disturb your attention for the 2 days you'll be talking about the champion. And in that period, they'll be changing rules and regulations and killing each other. When you finish celebrating, the brother of the king is dead. How? He was killed because he was rising against the king. But there was no opportunity to kill him. When the country was not looking, they slit his throat. It's a diversion. Most things you are seeing now are simply diversions, so that you concentrate on something while they're doing another thing. And you got to understand this. These things that I'm telling you are things that they can get you killed. These things can get you killed, but they can try. Oh, they tried and failed. One time, you remember that time I ran from my house there, drove we're driving there with guns everywhere, following.
Yes, I know, that's true.
The whole night until the morning.
Yes.
Kidnapped my driver.
Yes, that's true.
From 10 to 5 a.m. That's when we found him.
Yes, that's true.
So please, the things we talk about here is not your government, your local government that is in your country. No. Because you see, the things we are talking about are global issues.
Global, yes,
they're not national issues.
Yes. Beyond the national level. Beyond.
That's when you start getting letters, stop talking about this. Why are you talking about this? You go like, wait a minute. Did I actually touch you like that? But my mouth is different. Sometimes I tell people, they say, Prophet, when you get into this stadium, please. This is Zambia. Please, don't say this thing. I say, please, you know what? Please remind me when I get into it. I get in there, I don't even think of saying anything, I'm busy preaching the gospel. Then I say, give me a chair. I stand there. I want to say Jesus is Lord. I say Jesus. After I say Jesus is Lord. Here we go. After 30 minutes of saying things that they told me not to say, I get off. I'm like, what did I just say right there? Because this mouth is bought. It's purchased.
Yes.
It's not my own.
Yes.
It speaks what God wants me to speak.
Yes, sir.
See, this is the difference with some people. They can control their God. I can't. Your God is in a box. You can put him in a box. Mine, I can't. So I saw solar flares. It's like what? Solar storm. Heat waves America, Africa, Puerto Rico, all these locations, heat waves. And God said, pray, 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 pray. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
As we enter into the year, January, February, enter into the year. It's like NASA is looking at something and they're seeing just the beginning part of the year. And they're seeing something, whether it's a flare or it's a comet or it's something. It says, that's my sign.
Wow.
And we're going to talk about this another time. It is like a meteor shower. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Then he said to me, technology will begin to show my people what I said. What even the technology giants have said, that AI is like summoning a demon.
Someone fighting a demon. Wow.
It will start proving it. That means so many things will begin to be automated. Automated. Of course, there are going to be errors, but it will improve as it goes. But still, this is a sign of the platform that the Antichrist will be using, that platform is emerging. I told you. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
What Spirit is speaking.
So, when it comes to reaching the stars, there is a thing that I saw in the realm of the Spirit as if it was a snag. It's kind of a short miscalculation, or whether it's on finances or on technology, I did not see it. It was as if there's an opening that the real chances of having planetary cloud travel and where people will inhabit another location is going to be broken wide open in 2025. Where they say, surely now we know. We can land, we can do this, we can actually stay there. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Then I saw a new energy source replacing lithium batteries.
Wow.
Something that can go for 1,000 kilometers.
Wow.
Way beyond what we have now.
Wow.
New energy sources are coming.
Wow.
They spoke of them as if it's just a shadow, but they are coming into the forefront, where people are going to say, here it is. Let's test this one. Let's test this one. Let's test this one. But don't think lithium is gone. It's still there. All right. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
And when it comes to Israel, I saw another country added to its enemies. A country that in the recent years has never attacked Israel. We'll be talking about attacking it on the cards. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then I saw Iran in mourning. It was just like garments, like Muslim garments, where people are beating their chest, beating their legs, and moving like the way Muslims mourn for somebody. But then I saw Iran. Then I saw Iran. And when I saw Iran, God said also, pray for Portugal. Portugal. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
So it's like another country added to its enemies. Are you here, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Of course, we also ought to pray against plagues. Against plagues. In that I saw a plague rising. Then I heard the words prevent Japan, not China. It says prevent Japan. More like pray to block. It says block. Block from Japan. Block from Japan. Whether it's a flu strain or whatever it is, but it's a plague that the enemy is trying to bring in. And this is just part one, right? Because I said it's going to be a very part one. We're going to have maybe next week we're going to have part two because there are too many. But because I needed to address my other issues of.
We shall be
And that's the word.
and generation.
It's available to everyone.